Here's a quick video of my sim racing rig. I'm just set it up today since the shifter came in the mail. I'm playing Assetto Corsa, and this is a G29 wheel, G29 pedals, Logitech. The wheel is modified. The previous owner put this 14-inch metal wheel on. I just masking taped some packing foam around the wheel and put a steering wheel cover on to make it feel a little more realistic. The shifter is the AliExpress eBay cheap Chinese shifter. It feels really nice. I like it. I've got the flip switch on it too, so you can do like a 10-speed transmission for like a diesel semi rig, American Truck Simulator, Euro Truck Simulators, something like that. I also haven't put it on yet, but I've got a handbrake. So it's even got the hook, because they use these as handbrakes on real cars. So that's how you, if you're parking on a hill, that you hook it in the back position. So that's USB as well. Would work on the PC. Yeah, just ratchet strapped the handbrake to a 50-pound server tower. The flange, there's a flange in the front and back that I could put a ratchet straps around. So I don't know if you can see that. That's all there is to that. So I'm playing Assetto Corsa. I've got the Akina 2017 downhill. So if you've seen the Initial D show, Japanese anime, 90s street racing, that's what it's all about. By the way, I've got the shoe, the New Balance, classic New Balance sneakers. It's what the Takumi Fujiwara character wears in the show. Yeah, so I'm driving the Subaru Impreza 22B. I got to center the wheel against a 93 Ford Probe. By the way, this is the real life. Oops, I lost the drag race. In real life, this is called Mount Haruna, and you can go on Google Maps, and all the turns are exactly the same. It's a real life public road. Yeah. So since this is the turbocharged, awesome version of the Impreza, it is better than the Probe, even though I've got it at 87% skill level. Put up to third. So 80% is the lowest skill level you can enter in. I kind of released the throttle. You have to release throttle anyway right there to not go off the road. So I do that. I time that with my shift up to fourth. Yeah, I've practiced this like 10 hours with the controller, more than 10 hours. I'm going to go down to third here, but not speed up too much because this turn is tight. What else to say, you know? Here, this next turn here, I can drift slightly if I'm using the controller. I don't have my handbrake set up right now. This one you can almost drift without a handbrake. With a handbrake, you can do beautiful style drifts around that turn. I didn't drift at all there. Slightly skidded, but yeah. So driving a manual transmission car. I used to own the automatic version of this, the EJ22, without the turbocharger, just the lame version of this Impreza. That's actually the racing line there, because the edge of the road sort of has a, I don't know if you'd call it a curve, but it tapers down like 30 degrees, and if you hook your inner wheel on it, if you're drifting, you just hook your front inner wheel. If you're not drifting, you'd hook both your left wheels. And you can go around that curve a little faster. And there's various little curbs and things in here. Because in the show, the first battle where he's going against the RX-7, he famously overtakes the RX-7 by dropping his wheel into a curb. So he can take a corner faster and pass on the inside. So that's something you can kind of do, little shenanigans in this track. But despite this being based on an anime, the realism is very high. I've got the stability control on. That's sort of what fighter jets have. keep them from going out of control. So that's not something you can get on a real car. That's just something that goes in between your inputs and what the simulator actually sees. Let's go down to second here. And we can speed all the way to fourth around these easy turns because they're not that. Brake a little here so I don't hit the wall. Yeah, what else to say? I mean, I do have a keyboard amp with a 15-inch subwoofer that I could put the Eurobeats, the techno music that goes with the show. It's a tight turn here, go down to third and take it real easy. But I'd probably get copyright infringement for that, and I really need to hear the motor to do this shifting. In fact, even when the heat turns on, the hiss of the heat, unless I've got the noise turned up really loud, the hiss of the heat coming through the radiator almost annoys me because it's harder to know when to shift. I'm going to go down to second here. Oops, almost went into fourth on accident. I'm going to go down to second here and take these hairpins really easy. Because this is where it's easy to get hung up on a guardrail. Well, I'm going to need a new bumper. $100 at the junkyard. Actually, I don't know if they have 90s Imprezas in the junkyard anymore. Well, they have mine. I blew a head gasket on it last summer and had to get a Civic. I had that car for 15 years. But yeah, you see less and less of them. Probably stay in third for the rest of the race now. Gotta brake really hard here. I know from playing this game on the dual action controller, it's so easy to just bang into that guardrail. I'd rather lose a second or two taking the turn easy than end an otherwise nice run pushing it too hard. So this particular car with the same difficulty settings and the automatic transmission on dual action controllers, I think my best time was on this car was 6 minutes and 11 seconds. Now someone who's good, I'm sure, could get more like probably down around, probably around 5 minutes, 5:10, and I was like 6:10. I've probably gotten a little better since then, but that's about what I could do with the controller. And I have practiced with the wheel. I'm nowhere near like as comfortable with it as the controller. But I don't have the feedback on at max. It's like 60% or something. So I can feel everything, but the wheel's not like ripping itself out of my hands. Here's another place where I'd use a handbrake for style drift, not necessarily for speed, but just for fun. So that's the whole reason I bought the handbrake, is because that's, on the controller I realized I do the most successful, most pretty looking drifts when I initiate with a handbrake. So if I got all this junk, I might as well get a handbrake. And there's the probe, finished the race. I finished second. Yeah, 6:47, probe finished in 6:41, and I could do 6:11 with the controller. And probably repeat this for like 5 hours, and I might get up to it as good as I am with the controller. So that's how that works. It's a nice little get up. Feels quite a bit like real driving.